Is there any interesting stories while he was over in Italy?
Interesting stories. Yeah, he got to see the bombed out buildings, and he stayed in a bombed out building in Italy. Went to a closet, and there was a German helmet in there, along with some guns and war memorabilia. He started stuffing them into his duffel bag to bring home. Got scared and dumped it all out. He during night guard duty on the border of Austria, he would swap cigarettes back and forth with the German soldier on the other side. And when him and his buddy was out on a motorcycle one day on the border, they witnessed a guy on another motorcycle riding right off a cliff.
Alright.
Also, during boot camp, he actually was in Fort Riley, Kansas with Mickey Rooney, an actor.
Which, could you give me an example of any movies that
Well,
we should know about?
Anything that any of you guys would remember would be he was a short night guard in the movie Night at the Museum. He played alongside of Dick Van Dyke in that show, but when he was first out, he was in like Miracle on 34th Street, the original, and so forth like that.
Okay. When was he inducted into the Army?
He was inducted April 10th, 1944.
Where was he stationed?
In Italy, he was stationed in Sicily, Venice, and along the northern border.
Like anything he saw while he was there, like anything dramatic or...
He was there at the very end of the war, so basically all he saw was the aftermath, the bombed out buildings, the poverty-stricken Italian citizens, struggling for food, children eating out of garbage cans, just stuff like that.
Alright, did he get to see any actions, like bombs flying through the air, explosions?
He never really got to see any action as far as shooting or bombs or anything, but he did have to walk along with the tanks that he worked on, so he would have been, if there was any action, he would have been first to see it.
So, did he enlist or was he drafted?
He was enlisted.
Okay. How old was he when he was enlisted?
He joined when he was 19 years old.
How long was he overseas?
He actually only spent overseas 4 months and 18 days.
If any, what medals did he receive?
He actually received some ribbons. He got his sharpshooter's medal for pistol and rifle. The ribbons he received the Victory Ribbon, the European Theater Ribbon, Good Conduct, and the EAME Ribbon.
What does EAME stand for?
African... Europe, Africa, Middle East campaign.
Alright. As you mentioned earlier, he was in basically the still part of the war, basically the ceasefire?
Yes, he was there during the ceasefire.
What did he do?
He was a tank mechanic. He worked on the tanks and service the Jeeps and so on.
What division?
He was with the 804th Tank Destroyer Battalion.
Alright, what grade was he?
He actually was a Tech 5, otherwise known as a Corporal Tech.
Where did he go to boot camp?
He went to boot camp, as I mentioned before, Fort Riley, Kansas.
For how long?
He spent from April of 44 to October of 44.
Okay. And finally, when was he discharged?
He was discharged April 19th, 1946.
And am I to understand that he was honorably discharged?
Yes, he was honorably discharged.